Hi everyone, in this video, I'll discuss with you all the practical problems on union and intersection of sets. So first, let us discuss the union of disjoint sets. So let A and B two sets where A intersection B is an empty set or 0, or we could also say phi. And here A and B are finite. So we can also see in the Venn diagram that the sets A and B, they both are not intersecting each other. So which means that both the sets A and B, they do not have any common element. So A intersection B is 0. And therefore we come across this formula which we could use when the sets are disjoint, which is number of elements in A union B is equal to the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B. Okay, now let us discuss the union of two intersecting sets, or we could also say that these two sets have something in common. So if A and B are two finite sets, now if you all look at the Venn diagram, you will come across that the green circle represents set A and the yellow circle represents set B. So now the green color represents A minus B, as the yellow color and the blue portion, it's not included. And if you look at the blue portion, it shows A intersection B, and again the yellow portion, it represents B minus A, as the green and the blue portion is not included in it, and we learned this in the difference of sets. So with this we come across two formulas which could be alternatively used as the requirement of the question, which is number of elements in A union B is equal to number of elements in A minus B plus number of elements in A intersection B plus the number of elements in B minus A. And the second formula is the number of elements in A union B is equal to the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B minus the number of elements in A intersection B. Then we have the union of three sets. So if A, B and C are three finite sets, then just have a look at the Venn diagram. So you'll come across that the blue portion represents A intersection B, the pink colored portion, it represents A intersection C, and the green colored portion, it represents B intersection C, and then the one in the middle, which is red in color, it represents the intersection of three sets. So with this we come to the third formula which we could use while we are solving the questions, and it's really easy to memorize this formula. So we can say number of elements in A union B union C, so it's equal to, what we need to just do is that we need to add the cardinal numbers of the three sets all together, and then we need to subtract the cardinal numbers of the intersections in pair, and then we need to add the cardinal numbers of three intersections. Now for the better understanding of the formulas we've done, let us do this example. There are 200 individuals with a skin disorder. 120 had been exposed to chemical C1, 50 to chemical C2 and 30 to chemical C1 and C2. So we need to find the number of individuals exposed to chemical C1 but not chemical C2, chemical C2 but not chemical C1, and then chemical C1 or chemical C2. In this Venn diagram, let set A be the people who are exposed to chemical C1 and set B be the people who are exposed to chemical C2. So from this Venn diagram we can see that the blue portion represents A minus B, and the green portion, it represents B minus A, and then the red part, which is the intersection, it represents A intersection B. So here number of elements in the universal set, which is the total people, is 200, and then the number of elements in set A 120, number of elements in set B is 50, and the number of elements in A intersection B, which is 30. So the first part says that the number of individuals who are exposed to chemical C1 but not to chemical C2. So for this you should just go back to the Venn diagram, and then you'll just come across that we need to find the number of elements in A minus B. So it is equal to number of elements in A minus number of elements in A intersection B, and it comes out to be 90 individuals. Then the second part says that we need to find the number of individuals who are exposed to chemical C2 but not to chemical C1, and then we'll just find out the number of elements in B minus A, which is equal to number of elements in B minus the number of elements in A intersection B, and this comes out to be 20 individuals. Then the third part says that we need to find the number of individuals who are exposed to chemical C1 or chemical C2. So which means that we need to find the number of elements in A union B. And as we learned the formula, that it's number of elements in A plus number of elements in B minus N A intersection B. And this is equal to 120 plus 50 minus 30, or we could say 140 individuals who are exposed. Then I have the second question. It says that in a survey of 100 students, the number of students studying the various languages were found to be English only 18, English but not Hindi 23, English and German 8, English 26, which means the total students studying English, and then total German students 48, German and Hindi 8, and no language, which means they are not studying any language 24. And then we need to find these three, which is students studying only Hindi, students studying English and Hindi, and the students who are studying all three. So I'm going to solve this question in a different method. We could also do this with the help of the formula. So in here I've made this Venn diagram, and in here I've mentioned these letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and this is a universal set which is equal to 100. So number of elements in universal set 100. Number of students who are studying English I've mentioned as A equals to 18. Then number of students who are studying English but not Hindi is A plus E equals to 23. Then number of students studying English and German, it's E plus G equals to 8. And you could just go by with the Venn diagram while I'm mentioning these letters. Then total students in English, A plus D plus E plus G equals to 26. Then total studying German, C plus E plus G plus F equals to 48. And the number of students who are studying German and Hindi is G plus F, which is equal to 8. So in here I've just noted down the values of the letters which I mentioned, which is A equals to 18, A plus E equals to 23, E plus G equals to 8, A plus D plus E plus G equals to 26, C plus E plus G plus F equals to 48, and G plus F equals to 8. With these we could easily find the values of all the letters which we've mentioned. And I wasn't able to find the value of B. So it's given that 24 students study no language. Therefore, those who study at least one, they would be 76, which is 100 minus 24. And this can be also the cardinal number of E union H union G. And therefore, A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus G equals to 76. And therefore, we can find the value of B, which is 10. So I've made this Venn diagram again, and in here I've just noted down the values of A, B, C, D, E, F, G for the reference purpose. And the first part says to find out the number of students who are studying Hindi. So if you see this green circle, it includes these letters B plus D plus G plus F. It includes all these letters. So if we put down the values, it comes out to be 18 students who are studying Hindi language. So now the second part says that we need to find the number of students who are studying both English and Hindi, which is the intersection of English and Hindi, and it comes out to be D plus G, which is equal to 3 students who are studying both these languages. And now this third part says that we need to find the number of students who are studying all the 3 languages, which is the intersection of English, German and Hindi. And it's this red portion which I am shading right now. And this comes out to be 3, as the value of G is given as 3. So that was all. I hope that you all were able to understand the questions which I explained. Thank you.